told your friend you're not okay.
Hello everyone, welcome back to K-pop news. Just a few minutes ago, the global entertainment world suddenly erupted after HYBE issued an official announcement that instantly set the internet ablaze. Without warning, HYBE confirmed that BTS would release their fifth album on March 20th at 1 p.m. Korea Standard Time, a moment that sparked massive euphoria across the ARMY fandom from Asia to the Americas. However, amidst this global disruption, one name stood out, one that dominated trending topics within seconds: Kim Taehyung, V of BTS. Furthermore, HYBE confirmed that BTS's 2026 World Tour schedule would be announced on January 14th at 12 p.m. Korea Standard Time. Rumors circulating among Korean media outlets and international journalists suggest that Taehyung will have a special segment at the concert, a section that will showcase his most personal, experimental, and immersive artistic side. Many analysts are calling BTS 2026 the biggest comeback in modern K-pop history. Amidst the commotion, Japan created a new surprise. Japanese media confirmed that Taehyung would receive the 2026 Digital Billboard Shinjuku Japan Award, a prestigious award given only to artists with the greatest digital and cultural influence in Asia. This recognition solidifies his position not just as an idol, but as a global icon transcending genres and countries. Billboard Japan even praised Taehyung as someone who combines artistry, charisma, and emotional connection in a way that no one else can replicate. Meanwhile, an Idol Champ poll immediately propelled V to the top, naming him Next Level Idol 2026 after receiving 40.81% of the vote. This result proves that his charm extends beyond his visuals, but also his creative courage in challenging the established patterns of the K-pop industry. He is known as an original figure full of concepts, daring to experiment, and always bringing surprises, from music and visual concepts to fashion that pushes the boundaries of trends. Music analysts predict that Taehyung will be the most influential element in shaping the musical tone of BTS's fifth album, particularly in its emotional and storytelling dimensions. Fans hope he will once again bring the smooth baritone and jazzy tones that captivated millions of listeners worldwide. American and Japanese media even predict that V will be the center of gravity of BTS's 2026 era, being called the artistic core of BTS, the figure that sets the group apart from all its competitors. Billboard Korea added that Taehyung will definitely perform solo on several stages of the upcoming world tour, even showcasing interactive visual art segments never before seen in any K-pop concert. If this turns out to be true, it would be a major turning point in the history of global performance. Unsurprisingly, keywords like Taehyung #1 Artist 2026 and hashtag #VBillboardJapan immediately topped the trending pages on Twitter, Weibo, and TikTok. Within an hour, more than 4 million posts were made solely about him. Rumors intensified after it was alleged that HYBE was preparing a massive global campaign in New York and Paris, including the installation of a special digital billboard titled The Next ERA. In Japan, fans even rented out an entire area in Shinokubo to show a video provided by Taehyung for an entire week, making him the Korean idol with the most visual exposure in Japan by early 2026. Analysts called this phenomenon the Taehyung Effect 2.0, a domino effect where every announcement about him always results in an explosion of searches, streams, and cross-platform engagement. It's no wonder that global brands began vying for the opportunity to collaborate with him before BTS's album release. Korean media outlets like Dispatch and Naver began highlighting Taehyung's transformation during 2026, more mature, more mysterious, yet still exuding an indescribable charisma. Many described him as an idol with the aura of an award-winning actor, someone who blends the worlds of music, fashion, and cinema. On the other hand, the ARMY community views all of these achievements as the fruit of Taehyung's long journey, from vocalist to collector, to visual director. He has mastered all of them without losing the emotional touch that has made him beloved worldwide. Many observers believe that BTS's fifth album will be their most emotional and historic project yet, especially if it is true that one of the title tracks, rumored to be titled Beyond Shadows, was written directly by Taehyung to reflect his artistic journey during BTS's hiatus. Japanese media even dubbed Taehyung an artist with the power of silence, a charm that requires no effort to captivate, yet can silence the world simply by his presence. However, the massive wave of Kim Taehyung's name didn't stop. In fact, as news spread worldwide, a new narrative began to form. Media, industry analysts, and even creative executives abroad began to notice a common pattern. Taehyung was not only the face of BTS 2026, but also the catalyst for the entire creative movement HYBE was preparing. Inside sources close to the album's production team revealed that Taehyung was the member most frequently involved in visual meetings, stage concept brainstorming, and discussions about BTS's new era identity. They described him as the shadow leading from behind, a figure who spoke little in public, but exerted a significant influence on the group's artistic direction. In fact, a Japanese producer who had previously worked with HYBE stated that BTS's fifth album would feature the most cinematic sound in the group's history, and one of the main reasons was Taehyung's input on tone, ambience, and how the album's story should be crafted. He emphasized that BTS isn't just returning, but evolving, and that evolution bears Taehyung's strong artistic imprint. On social media, fans are beginning to notice this change. Many are calling Taehyung a golden artistic era, a phase where he shines not only as an idol but also as an artist setting global trends. This is supported by several leaks from international stage directors who confirm that Taehyung's solo segment for the 2026 World Tour will be the most complex and experimental part of the entire concert. There are rumors that Taehyung is preparing a stage that combines a live orchestra, theatrical elements, and interactive visual installations, something never before attempted by any K-pop artist on the global stage. Some even say this concept is inspired by European avant-garde art, which he discussed in a short interview with a French photographer 2 years ago. And in Korea, senior music industry figures are starting to compare this era to BTS's classic albums years ago. The difference this time is that the world's attention is more focused on how Taehyung proves himself as a storyteller, through his fashion, video concepts, and ever-changing artistic expression. Not surprisingly, following HYBE's major announcement, pre-order album sales reportedly increased significantly in Japan and the United States, with one of the determining factors being fans' desire to see how much influence Taehyung had on the album. Korean media described this phenomenon as Taehyung-led momentum, a driving force that makes BTS 2026 feel like a new chapter driven by V's aura and artistic vision. A report from an American media outlet added that Taehyung's influence extends beyond his music. He has become a symbol of class, poise, and depth, values that are beginning to be considered BTS's new identity in the 2026 era. Many international premium brands have even begun to shift their strategies after seeing how Taehyung can drive global engagement through just one photo, one advertisement, or one public appearance. Meanwhile, rumors about the song, Beyond Shadows, are growing stronger. One Japanese journalist claimed that the song would be the album's highlight, a song that incorporates Taehyung's personal narrative about his journey during his hiatus, the shadows that once hindered his progress, and how he ultimately found his own artistic identity. If this rumor is true, then Beyond Shadows could be one of the most emotional moments in BTS's comeback this year. At the same time, the Korean ARMY community began preparing a massive project to prepare for the world tour. And interestingly, most of these projects focused on Taehyung, from photo installations in Seoul subway stations, giant banners in Myeongdong, to collaborations with independent digital artists who wanted to showcase V's artistic journey in the form of motion art. This suggests one thing. BTS 2026 is beginning to be seen as an era heavily influenced by Taehyung's artistic prowess. Even before the concerts began, before the album was released, before the world tour schedule was announced, Taehyung's name already stood as a major magnet for the entire global entertainment industry. And if all the rumors and leaks prove to be true, then it is not impossible that 2026 will be the year where the world truly sees the full transformation of Kim Taehyung, not just as V from BTS, but as an international artist who opens a new era in the definition of an idol.